Brian, go ahead and push start recording. Make sure you're in manual shift mode. Again, as soon as you take off, you're going to pull that right paddle. You're good to go. You can pull up. Watch the full brake pressure, Ryan. Get it slowed down. Get it turned. Patient on the throttle. Try not to push wide. You want to hug that left side. Now you want to hug the right side. Again, just get the car turned and then go. Looking to the left. Accelerate. Get it over to the right. Try not to turn in early, right? Don't turn in early to the corner and hug the inside as you turn in. Patient on the throttle. Accelerate toward the finish. Hard on the brakes. 3603. 3603. Go ahead and clear. All right, Brant, go ahead and push start recording. Make sure you're in manual shift mode. You are good to go. And Don, you can pull up. All right, Brant, good brake pressure. Patient on the throttle. Get it turned. It's slippery down there. There you go. That looked pretty good. Now look to the right. A little bit of throttle, lift out, get it to turn in, and then accelerate. Good. Nicely done. This is going to be a good time. Back on the throttle now. Get it going. Stay to the right. Turn in late. Don't turn in early. Use the brakes. Back on the throttle. Lift out just a little bit. Get the front end set down, and then accelerate toward the finish. Go, go, go. Hard on the brakes. 35:53. I knew that was going to be a good time. Your line looked good. 35:53. Okay, Don, go ahead and push start recording. Make sure you're in manual shift mode, and you are good to go. And Steve, you can pull up. Don, you may have done that shift a little bit early. You might want to rev that engine up a little higher before you do that upshift next time. Nice and patient. There you go. Good. Look to the right. Try to do hand over hand as you're turning into these tight corners. You can't maintain 9 and 3, and you don't want to shuffle the steering wheel. Accelerate, roll into the throttle now. Accelerate out. Stay to the right, look to the left. Try to turn in late. Don't turn in too early. Be patient, get the car turned, and then accelerate toward the finish, and hard on the brakes. 38.97. 38.97. Steve, go ahead and push start recording. Manual shift mode. You're going to second gear when you take off. You're good to go. And Mike, you can make your way back up. And same thing, Steve, you could probably rev it out just a little bit more before you do that upshift. Patient on the throttle. Hug the left side. Start looking to the right. Now try to hug the right side. Get the car turned. Trying to use as much of the pavement that's available to us so we don't have to turn the wheel any more than we need to. On the throttle. Stay to the right, look to the left. Now we're looking through, start looking for the finish line. Roll into it. Cross the line. 36.91. 36.91, Steve. All right, fellas, first laps in the books. Now it's all about trying to bring that lap time down. We want to be more aggressive with the throttle, more aggressive with the brakes, but still be smooth. You still want to balance the car into the corner. Also, make sure that you're not turning in too early. That's a easy thing to do on the autocross because you don't have a turn-in cone. Just because you're approaching the corner doesn't mean you want to start to turn in. You want a late apex and accelerate off the corner, which means you kind of have to stay wide before you turn in. Don't dart right into the corner as you're approaching the corner. Not going to remind you about your PDRs anymore. You can push start and stop if you want, or you can just leave them running until we're all done. I'm also not going to remind you about going into second gear. Just try to remember to pull that right paddle once you get going. Mike, you are good to go. Tony, you can pull up. There you go. Lots of brake pressure. Don't get understeer. Get it slowed. Hug the left side. Patient on the throttle. You might have turned it a little bit early there. Now we're going to hug the right side, a little bit of throttle, lift out, accelerate. As you unwind, you want to get over to the right side to set up for this left-hander. You got to use the brakes there. Back on the throttle. I'll let the car kind of move out to the middle. Lift out of the throttle to help it turn, and then back on it. Accelerate, hard on the brakes. Whoa. All right, that would be a 5-second penalty. Got to look ahead. So your raw time was a 35.90, so almost a second faster raw time, but you would have gotten a 5-second penalty this afternoon because your front axle was past that second set of double orange cones. All right, Tony, you are good to go. And Ryan, you can pull up. All right, I saw you pop off the brakes there just before you started to turn in, and then you really pushed wide. So try to carry those brakes into the corner, Tony, for balance. And I see a little bit of understeer there. You're trying to accelerate in the middle. Be patient until you're unwinding out to accelerate. Be nice and smooth. Keep the car balanced. You don't want to wrestle with the car. Be gentle with it. Start looking for that finish line and then roll into it. Nice and smooth, and then hard on the brakes. There you go. 36.03. So you knocked about 0.7 off. Tony, 36.03. Again, just try to be nice and smooth. You don't want to fight the car. You don't want to be whipping the steering wheel and slamming on the brakes and slamming on the throttle. You want to be gentle. Try to just be smooth and keep the momentum up. Ryan, you're good to go. Ryan, you can pull up. Gently coming off the brakes as you turn in. Look through the corner, hug the left side. So you pushed a little wide there. Now we're going to hug the right side. There you go. That looks a little better. Saw a little brake pressure. Accelerate. You're just rolling into it. Stay to the right. Look to the left. Little brake pressure. Start looking for the finish line. Start looking for that second set of double orange cones so you don't go too far. All the way to a stop. 37.28. So you actually went slower that time, Ryan. Your time was clean, but you went a little over a second slower. I think some of those tighter corners you were just over slowing the car a little bit too much. All right, Brant, you're good to go. Don, you can pull up. Pull that right paddle. Yeah, don't wait too long. You don't want to bang off the rev limiter because that costs you time too. Hug the left. Lots of steering. Get it turned. There you go. Good. Look to the right. Same thing. Hug the right side. Patient on the throttle. Nice and smooth. So as you can see, the car's not sliding around out there. Brand had the fastest time for the first set of runs. Just keeping the car planted. Being nice and gentle with it. Now roll into the throttle. Lots of acceleration. Hard on the brakes. Get it stopped. You got maybe an inch left there. 35.94. You actually went slower. You went 0.4 slower. I think maybe you were a little bit too conservative through the middle of a couple of those tight ones, but still a good time. Okay, Don, you're good to go. And Steve, you can pull up. Lightly coming off the brakes, lots of steering, get it turned, there you go. Look to the right, a little bit of throttle, kind of accelerate and then lift out, get it to turn and then back on the throttle. Use the throttle to help turn the car, to put the car where you want. A little aggressive with the throttle there, that's why the back end kicked out. Just kind of roll into it, be nice and smooth, get your eyes up looking through the corner, make sure you're not steering out the windshield off the hood of the car. Now accelerate. Hard on the brakes. So you're in first gear. Somehow you did a downshift. And you did go 0.2 faster. You got a 38.71. Don 38.71, but being in first gear doesn't help. All right, right, Steve, you're good to go. Mike, you can pull up one more time. All right, looking to the right. Again, we're trying to use the pavement to our advantage. It's available to us, so we don't have to turn the wheel any more than we have to. Unwind out, start to roll into it, accelerate, hug the right side, don't turn in early, use the brakes, late apex, and then accelerate out. And then back on the throttle, go, go, go. Lots of brakes. 3609, 3609, so you dropped 9/10 off your time there, Steve, good job. All right, fellas, just kind of getting a feel for it. Again, tires are still cold. There's a lot of dust out there. This course is slippery right now. Don't be afraid to push it, though. This is just for practice. We're trying to get a feel for what the car is going to do, and we want to be aggressive, right? Really aggressive down the straightaway, very aggressive with the brake pedal. Get that thing set down, push those front tires down into the pavement to help it turn. If you hit a cone, I mean, I'm not encouraging you to do that, but we'll pick it up. Don't be afraid to push it a little bit. Let's try to go faster. Just be smooth about it. Don't be so aggressive that you're fighting the car. Mike, you're good to go. Make sure you get it stopped in the box. Tony, you can pull up to the start line. Lots of firm brake pressure, slowly coming off. Hug the left side, lots of steering. Turn it in, there you go. Looking to the right, a little bit of throttle, and then lift out, get it to turn, and then back on the throttle. A little acceleration. Now try to get it over to the right side here. Use the pavement. Brake, and then roll back in as you unwind out. It's okay to push wide a little bit. You can lift out of the throttle, set that front end back down, and now go, go, go. Get it stopped in time. Hard on the brakes, 35.72, which is a second faster than your first run, exactly a second. And that was your fastest run, Mike. Good improvement. All right, Tony, you are good to go. And Ryan, you can pull up. Lots of firm brake pressure. So I saw you pop off the brakes for a second there again. You're a little indecisive about the brake pedal. Patient on the throttle. Get it turned. There you go. Nice. You don't want understeer. Now accelerate. Nice and smooth. Get it over to the right. Look to the left. Lots of brake pressure. Again, you can accelerate a little bit and then lift out. And then back on it. Hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. 35.94, that was your fastest time. You knocked a tenth off of your previous run. So, Tony, you went faster every run. Good job. Ryan, you're good to go. And Branch, you can pull up. Lots of firm brakes, yep. Patient, get it turned. Got to put the car where you need to put it. Hug the right side. Try not to push wide. You don't want to make S turns. You want to make straight lines as much as possible. The car will accelerate faster when the steering wheel's straight, and it'll also brake more effectively. Turned in a little bit early there. That's why you pushed wide on the exit. Looking for the finish. Accelerate toward it, and then hard on the brakes. Don't be afraid to use the ABS if you have to. 36 flat. 3/100ths of a second faster than your first run, Ryan. Almost identical. 36 flat. Brant, you're good to go. Stay to the right. Use that pavement. Lots of brake pressure. Slowly coming off the brake. Hug the left. Now again, we're going to hug the right. Get it to turn. Don't accelerate early. Roll into it now. Go, go, go. Lots of brakes. It turned in a little bit early there. Not to get out of the marbles. If you push too wide, you get out into that loose gravel. But 34.09, 34.09, and I think you even lost a little bit in this last right-hander here because you pushed wide. But good job. All right, Don, good to go. See if you can pull up. So Don, stay to the right. Use a little brake pressure. Let the car roll through the middle. Don't overslow. Keep turning all the way over to the left. Now look through the corner, hand over hand. Patient on the throttle, all the way to the right. There you go, good. Give it a little gas. Try to carry a little more momentum. Accelerate out now. Get it over to the right side. Just try to turn in fairly late. Accelerate again. Just kind of breathe out of the throttle. Help it turn and then back on it. Cross the line. Hard brakes. 37.35. So that was your fastest run, Don, by over a second. Good job. All right, Steve, bring us home. Mike, you're going to stay right there for me. Nice job there. Kept that front end planted. Give it a little throttle. You don't want to creep through the middle. You want to carry some momentum. You just want to make sure that the car's turning the way it's supposed to. Accelerate out. Stay all the way over to the right. Try to turn in late. Now back onto it. You'll accelerate and then lift out a little bit. Balance with the throttle and then back on it. 35.84, 35.84, 2/10 faster than your last run, Steve. You also went faster every run. Good job. Go ahead and push stop recording on your PDRs for me, fellows.